What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It's me, Achim, back in the building.
I'm human, but I'm capable of anything that I need. I'm focusing and living out my dream. Yeah, I feel my family belongs around me.
How are y'all? Well, if y'all are wondering what CTT means and what it stands for, it's Cousin Talk Time. So what's up? What's up, cousin?
What's up? What's up? Well, how y'all doing?
We here, we live. We're on other platforms as well, so how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yeah, this is it right here. As you see, I'm still trying to get situated.
We better get it together, but we all here, we all here.
About to have
What's up, baby bunny? Bunny baby, what's up? How you been?
Oh, snippity snap. It's D-Live. Yeah, I just went live.
We live all the way around.
Live and
I'm doing good, DCM and 8.
Right here. Let's see.
Give us 1 second,
We
we'll
having
be
technical
there.
difficulties for Facebook. But
Okay,
we
what's up,
rocking.
Facebook? How are y'all?
What's going on, everybody? Cuzzo Talk Time. Live Memorex and unedited.
All the way.
All the way.
All the way. I heard that's how y'all like it, so we here. We here with the shit.
Madness right now. Okay.
So where we starting, cousin?
Well, you wanted to talk about relationships, past relationships. Let me ask you something. Like, when a person that you dealt with in the past, would you give them another chance, or
No.
you just leave it alone?
No.
Oh, you same as me. So once
No.
an ex is an ex for a reason.
No. And no.
Mhm.
And no. I'm sorry. If I'm going, we're going to start it off that way. It's no shade. There's a reason why we found a disconnect within that relationship, to where a lot of people like to say, okay, well, you can work on it, you should be able to, no. There's a reason why we completely disconnected, to be able to have a point to where we can say, we're not going back there again. That's why we disconnected. If not, we would have worked through it initially. So that's my outlook on that.
Yeah, I'm like, what? People are ex for a reason, you know. I've learned, like, in the past, I have given people, you know, the second chances. But as I gotten older, I realized that once you close that door, you don't want to open up Pandora's box all over again. It's like
Exactly.
dealing with the same demons, or people say
That's
they can
been
change, but that's just my experience. I'm not knocking anybody that have went back to their exes or anything, so I don't want anybody to say, oh, you this, that, and the third. But that's just for me. I once I'm in a relationship with someone and that relationship has ended, it has ended for a reason. So that's why it's important that for me, that I make sure that I've done everything that I needed to do to make sure that I did everything to make sure that our relationship worked before I did it. If that makes sense.
That is true. It makes complete sense to me. Because, I mean, I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I've tried it multiple times. I've reunited with a lot of people who I met in my past. And I tried to just sit there and be able to have a simple conversation of, okay, well, can we actually talk about what we never got to talk about before? And when it got there, we got back into that same headspace of where we left off, of how we ended it. And it was just, for me, it was just like, I don't have the time nor the energy anymore. Like, as to why I say we left it there.
And then you're going into the unhealthy spaces, like the unhealthy relationship.
Toxicity at its finest.
And, you know,
And
that's
it.
not good. And it's also messing with your mental health.
Exactly.
You know, if you are in a toxic relationship, you know, that's not good at all. And that's when you come to domestic violence and all these other issues. So, all right.
Which most people don't realize that can actually trigger a lot of, when it comes to mental health, that it just, it's situations that we also place ourselves in and be able to take ourselves through certain paths that we try to get away from, but we wind up turning right back into. And then we wonder later on down the road, why did we get this far? How did we get this far? But we don't realize it in
The flags were there.
the flags
red
were always
flags
there.
was always there. So you got to pay attention. Like now, I've learned that even when you're dealing with individuals, not that in any type of relationship, whether it's a friendship or whatever, when you see those red flags, it's the alarm to get the getaway. You know.
Okay, I understand. I understand.
You know how like you see it in the movies when they say get out. You don't pay attention
Mind
to
you, that's
the
my favorite
to the
movie.
signal. Get out.
That's
You
my
know,
favorite
like
movie. Get out.
No, I'm talking about, you know, like you hear the actual house telling you to get out,
Yeah.
and you don't get out. You just run to
Because
it.
it's like narrow. I can still work for it. I can still be able to. We can make it work. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes you need to know when enough is enough.
You gotta know
and
when to hold them. Or
For
let
your
it
own
fold.
sanity, you gotta know when to just let it go.
Like Frozen,
So-
let it go. Know when to hold it and know when to fold it.
But other than that, welcome back to DC.
Yeah, thank you. It
How's it
was.
feel?
It feels good that I connected with people that I haven't seen in a while. You know, just under the circumstances was the difficult thing for me.
Understandable.
Saying, you know, the last goodbye to my auntie, you know, who was very dear to me. And you know, I am missing her. And I know that she's with me as I live day to day, but Auntie Karen, she will forever be missed. I was able to connect with my cousins. I was able to see Mama Racine, my mama. I wasn't able to see my mom Vi, but she knows I love her. I spoke to her like I speak to her all the time, so it was just good. It was just time for me to see Mama Racine, so she had her time.
Well, I will say this to you.
Yes.
As the new family mortician, I will say this. Who is in school to get their mortuary degree, but I will say this. As one door closes, as you see,
Another one opens.
another
That's
one
right.
opens. With the same
Oh.
mindset and the same path.
And that's what I said too. I was,
And
at the funeral, I might have
I know.
lost the auntie, but I gained a plethora of family.
Plethora.
So you know, that's something that I really appreciate. Hey Damon, how you doing? Thank you for coming in.
okay.
Appreciate you, brother.
Well, thank you for the love, Miss Queen Patty. I see you sent us a couple hearts. I love you for it. Thank you, Auntie.
Yeah, Queen Patty, that's my ace.
Okay, listen, that's my auntie.
That's my cousin from days of life. You know?
Hands down. Make sure y'all go on YouTube as well. Follow Miss Queen Patty TV.
Mhm.
So, but other than that, I mean, I would just say we've had a pretty good weekend, I would say.
Yes, a very good.
I've been at work all weekend, so I didn't get a chance to actually come out and hang out with y'all. But
we made it count for when
Listen,
you were.
I made up for it.
Yes.
I didn't care if it was 2 in the morning. Hey, I'm coming over. Y'all up? I'm coming.
But
So-
yesterday was no sleep.
Oh, listen,
You know.
none.
I slept where
I tried. I went home last night and still was just like, I can't even sleep because I gotta be up.
Yeah, I slept. We slept late today.
I know. I was trying to wake y'all
My
early so I could see y'all
plan,
before
and my
work.
plan was to
I was
get
trying to
up.
get y'all at the house this morning.
Man, my body said, "Oh no, brother, you going to sleep?" Man. It's
Okay.
like, yo. So what else is on your mind? What else is
I
on your mind?
mean, I do want to say this, and I do want to speak to the youth of my community for just a quick moment. And I do want to let y'all know, stay encouraged. If y'all, we go through a lot, especially now in our day and age, where a lot of us like to stay silent about things. It is mental health Awareness Month. Excuse me. Sorry. But I do want to say that speak up. Stop being silent. Because a lot of us need help and we're scared to say it only because we don't know how to say it. I'm one of those ones as well who was quiet about it at first. But I've learned how to be able to say, hey, I need a moment to just talk. I need a moment to just let it go. We got to be able to reach out to each other because if we ain't got each other, who else do we have? So at the end of the day, if we're not going to reach out to each other, what's the point? There's a fight. We're here for a reason. We're here to fight for a reason. We're all here to make a change, whether we want to or not, whether we want to be a part of that change or not. We're all here to make a change. So it's unacceptable at this point to just sit back in the crowd and not hold it all in. When there's help out here, there's plenty of help. We may come from the DC region, but if you're from other regions and you need help, reach out because you never know where somebody else comes from. And you never know what else, other resources that anybody else don't have. So I did just want to tack that in there. And I do also want to, within that, I do want to say hello to my mother as well. Hey, Miss D. Curry. I do want to shout out Solutions to Wellness. So I do want to just say, we are an organization as well that is out here trying to help people with mental health awareness and all of that.
And let's tag on with what you just said. Within our black community, it's a taboo for us to even go to the doctor or the therapist. But if you need help, don't be afraid. It's a new day and era where there's resources out there for all of us. And our community needs to open up to different venues. I know myself, I have seen therapists and it helps.
Absolutely. It's nothing to be ashamed about. We are no shade. We done sat through a whole 2-year pandemic as a world together. It ain't been no communities. It ain't separate communities. It's not separate races. It ain't separate sexes and none of that. We all together in this. If you lived on Earth and you're watching this for the last 2 years, we all been through a pandemic. It touched every country. That just lets y'all know right then and there. If one thing can touch every country, why are we not all working together to make it better for everybody?
Facts.
And I'll leave that there.
I mean, we just, as a people, we just have to do better for ourselves and for our community. And then once the elders step up and say, hey, yeah, it is okay to go to the doctor to get help, then, that will give the opportunity for the youth to want to do the same. I mean, we have to step out by example. Like, I'm not afraid.
And that's one thing I will say. I charge everybody as of right now. Everybody who likes to say, oh, the young community or the youth, I will speak up for the youth. No shade. I will stand my ground for it. I charge everybody else who considers themselves as far as elders and above or anybody else, please stop hiding the truth of what happened before. Because it needs to be known. It's a part of the story. I'm not going to say history, I'm going to say the story. Because history is just one man's story. It could be history, her story, whatever story. But at the end of the day, stop hiding truths to the youth of what they needed to know as well. Because certain people got to learn brutal truths. I just found out actually hanging around my mother and being on the phone with my uncle, who is in his 70s now at this point. They grew up with no electricity, no phone, no television, no internet. And this is from in the woods of Mississippi, the deep backwoods. I asked them, so what did y'all do and I felt stupid for a second. Because I said, so what did you do when you need the ambulance? They said, ambulance?
They were the ambulance.
They put you on a horse with a slide. I'm still trying to figure out what this slide is. So I gotta call him back tomorrow to ask him, hey, Unc, what is the slide you was talking about? But I was told they used to have to be put on literally a bed made of wooden ropes to get drugged out of the woods where their little house was to the main street, which wasn't even paved, it was gravel.
we are kind of spoiled with the technology of the day and the advancements of the day.
So the youth don't know.
Right. So
This-
that's why I said it's up to the elders to speak up. I mean, yes, the youth today. I am so proud of them. I'm so proud of them for they are coming to the terms of speaking up, because I grew up in a time where you had to be seen.
And not heard. Listen, you know how many times my grandmother had a famous slogan. If you're seeing this and you're from our family, you already know the slogan. She told us, do what you're told, how you're told, like you're told, and when you're told, and you'll be fine. But at the end of the day, I was the one to always challenge it. Being that my grandmother made that slogan actually for me within our family. She gave it to the rest of them. But she made it for me. Because my problem was I never wanted to listen. I always wanted to challenge the norm.
Right.
And I'm glad I did. Because at the end of the day, she taught me life lessons that I feel like I would have never learned nowhere else. I would have fell right into society standards. And someone actually told me that the other day hanging out. They were like, yeah, we made a box. I was talking to, and I'm not afraid to say it, a young Caucasian man who I met the other night. And he was just like, society, if you didn't fit within society standards, it was, you weren't allowed to be around. But nowadays and age, it's everything. We're all mixed together. So what do we want to do about it now? What's the standard now? So
Like I said, I had to create my own voice. Yeah.
So
I think we're having little technical difficulties here.
if you're on Big O, give me 1 second. But everybody else.
So how was your day today at work? I mean,
It was full of training and stuck in a sea of computer work.
oh wow.
I would sit downstairs and literally in the office just.
So you into activism, right? So how did you get started with your activism? And what would you tell the youth of today, for those who want to get into activism, what they need to do?
For me, I was like, how did I get started? Honestly, I got started because I never wanted to fit into the norms. I was always expected to fit into a certain society. I also came from, where my freedom actually came from, where I was able to start being me. I started in ballroom. So it was just, for me, it was everybody wanted me to fit in a certain picture. But everybody also thought I was behind somebody else's certain picture. And I realized that, and once I heard that, to me it was just like, what? Oh, you think I'm this? Get to really know me before you just, from the outside looking in. Because it was the same people who never got a chance to actually say, hey, how are you? What is your name? It was just the people who, oh, you saw me with this group, or you saw me with this person, and you assumed that, oh, that's what it is.
Right.
So at the end of the day, for me, it's no. I encourage everybody, and what I say to my youth now, it's okay to be who you are. Express yourself, because that's what the world is about today. If you can't express yourself, then, especially living, I know we got followers who aren't from America, but at the end of the day, if you are here, this is supposed to be the land of the free, but we're also the home of the brave, is what a lot of people forget.
I know for me, activism, I'm really being an advocate started with me having to advocate for myself. And I tell anybody that starts with being an activist or to start with advocacy, if you're unsure what you want to do, it has to be something that you are passionate about, and something that that you're going through.
Exactly.
Because you can't help
You don't face it, you
someone
can't
that
be
you
about it.
have no
If you don't face it, you can't preach on it. Like,
Right,
you can't talk about it, you really can't speak on it if you ain't faced it.
Mhm.
So,
Well, little Cuzzo, I'm proud of you, man. I just see you're so passionate about the things that you're doing, and I see you as a beacon of light. So, I want you to keep on pushing, and
I
keep
try.
striving for the best.
I try my best to live my little light shine.
Me, I'm kind of like being reserved a little bit because I really, this season, the last season, I have really stepped out and took a break because I needed a mental
Trust me,
break.
me too.
I
I had to.
Lo and behold,
I had to.
I am back in different avenues and venues. So, once you are passionate about something, it's kind of hard to stay away from it,
It is.
And I want.
I kept trying to hide.
Yeah,
Like,
and
something
my
in me
thing-
is just like, you can't hide no more.
And
I'm
my
just like,
thing is-
but I'd rather just, and everything in me is just like, you can't no more.
Yeah.
Get out there, stop it.
When I see my boys, when I see them thriving, I know I'm thriving. My sons are out there; they're doing the daggone thing. My nieces. I mean, I'm just proud of them all, and and that's one thing I just wanted to let them know why they are alive. That I am proud of them. I tell them I love them every day, and that's another thing that I feel as though we need to do more of in the community. Give people their flowers while they're alive and not when they're gone. I make sure that I tell people thank you, and I make sure that I let them know that I love them, and and if they're doing a great job, a bang up job, I let them know. And if somebody messing up, I learned to say, look, well, maybe you just try it this way, not knocking them down. Because I have been through the knockdown. I was the punching bag for a lot
Before you
of
get too
people,
far
man.
off of it though, I do want to say this as well, just as a little mini PSA. Even when it comes to our community, not our community, when it comes to our personal families, when it comes to anything else.
Mhm,
If you're not going to be there while I'm going through,
mhm. I mean, it's real. Keep it real, 100.
if you're not going to be there while we're going through, don't show up afterwards. When things get to being great, when things get to being, oh wow, they finally made it, I don't want to see you then.
Mhm.
Especially if I used to call you my sister, my brother, my cousin, my auntie, my mother, my father,
But a lot of people don't get
to that point. And they don't.
They don't get that at all.
But
I
at the
get it
end of the
100.
day, if you're not going to be there 100% while we're going through, don't show up afterwards. Because you're going to expect a certain person, it will get somebody completely different. And wonder, why are they treating me this way now?
Mm.
Excuse me?
That's powerful coming from a little young man like yourself,
Listen, it didn't happen already in my life. That's why I can speak on
I'm
it.
hearing you.
I've had friends who didn't understand certain paths that I've already had to walk. I know there's plenty more coming. There's a lot more coming. Because that's what life is. It's nothing but tests and trials. But those people that wasn't there in the beginning of my battle, when my battle really became a battle.
And that's how I feel about family too. There are some who were there through the thick and the thin, and then there's some of them that's just
There.
to just tolerate you.
That's just there.
It's, I get it. I get it 100%. Like my Aunt Karen, she was there, like 100% all the way there. And I gave her flowers while she was here. So even though it's like a void and it hurts, but it doesn't really make me sad because I was giving her just due when she was here. Like my cousin and I, we would tell her, yeah, we love you. You know what I'm saying? We hung out, we did things that we needed to do to embrace her while she was here.
Exactly.
And that's the thing about some people don't get that.
Exactly.
Like people call you sometimes, and this is family. They call you just to talk about somebody else, not ask you how you're
Not
doing.
even say, how
like,
are you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
Do you need anything?
Do you need? But they're ready to jump on and help somebody else who is not even fam. So I mean, if you're calling me family, then act like family. Be
If
there.
not,
like
I'm gonna
family.
treat you like a friend or
And-
somebody I
and
met.
they say
off the
blood
street.
is thicker than water.
Where?
But that's not true because
Where?
I have family members who are not even my blood that treat me better than my own blood treat me. And I know I have some blood family that treat me good, but there are quite a few people who came out the water and have lifted me up. You know.
I'm sure we've all heard this.
And it's,
You
it's
can count them right here.
Like I said,
You
my
can count
circle,
them right here, not even all of that.
my circle is small, and it's small for a reason. And I give you like I don't call everybody fam, but if I call you fam and then you step out of that realm,
That's on you.
it's on you, bro.
That's on you.
I just try to treat everybody with love and respect, but if I don't get that in return, I don't try to condemn you. I don't try to make you feel bad. I just go into my own space,
Exactly.
and then
For your
when
own,
I stop
for your
talking
own
to
mental
you,
health. It's
you
Mental Health
understand.
Awareness Month, so we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it on the. For your own mental health, you got to. Because if not, you'll be giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. But where's it when you need it?
And that's facts. And then like I try to be there for a lot of people because that's the type of heart that I have. But I'm learning how to be there for myself now. I'm learning how to be there for my fiance. I'm learning how to just be there for the ones who are really there for me before I could be there for somebody else. And first of all, first and foremost, you know, I take care of God. You know, God takes care of me, and I make sure that is the center of everything before anything. But those people on the outside, they're starting to see a different me. And then, you know, if you even give me bad energy.
Oh, I'm quick.
And it's a truth. This is true.
I'm gonna try to pour a little bit more light into you, but if you're not,
That's facts.
I'm not even gonna wait till Friday.
If you don't have anything to pour into me, then I don't really have anything to pour into you. Like those days are over. Of me just emptying myself out and refilling myself with myself just to pour it into you. That's draining mentally. Some people just don't get it, but they are now.
Okay.
They are there. That's what I'm telling you, man.
Listen. But what I will say, you ready or you got? I will say, on the ending note, I do want to say that, like I said, back to my youth, start speaking up. If you need the help, if you need just somebody to sit there and talk to, you never know. Sometimes the people you least expect will be right there for you, to be there for you. And you gotta, it's a way to ask for what you need. You can't come off saying, and I'm speaking to a youth because I'm the same way. It's been people who I've come to and I was so blunt and brutal about my needs versus being humble and humbling myself first. To say, okay, let me really look at myself and then ask for the help that I need. Some people just expect it, especially if you always had it, even if you didn't always have it. Some people still just expect it. And to that I would say, baby, humble yourself. Straight up, straight like that. Humble yourself.
And to wake up is to be woke. Everybody know
listen.
that's my quote. It's okay to ask for help. If you need it, the resources are out there. But the thing is, a closed mouth is not
Never
going to
get
be
fed.
fed. So if you need help in any type of in any type of manner, whether it's mental health or anything like that, just ask for it. It's very important that we do.
Listen.
Like, even myself, I have a problem with, and I'm working on it. I've been working on it. Asking for help. Like, I try to do everything by my damn self, knowing I can't do everything by myself.
Listen, I tell you, ask our family. They will tell you. I want to sit down, and I told them, because I broke down a couple months ago, and I sat there, and they kept telling me, Richie, if you need help, just ask me. And I said, I'm good. My answer was always, I'm good.
Right.
I'm good. But one day I actually sat down and I broke down, and I said, I need help. And it felt so much better being able to say I need help out of my own mouth, and then explaining what I was actually going through and facing, to where people started trying to give me the help. But what you really won't realize is once you say I need help and stop trying to cover it up, you'll find your own way through for most of it.
And to wake up is to be woke, knowing that that's growth, asking for help, because as a growing process.
Especially us as a community, we're taught don't ask nobody for nothing. We can do it ourselves and No,
And
we
it's-
still need help too.
And it's okay to trust people, but you just have to realize, or you have to be very
Open that third eye.
skeptical of who you trust, because not everyone is going to be their friend or be your family. You have to really open your mind. And on that note,
I would say, well, thank y'all for actually coming and chill out with us for Cuzzo Talk Time.
this
We're
is
gonna try to
good.
slide Auntie in here sometime soon too as well.
Queen Patty.
Okay, like I said, we're gonna add Mama D in here as well. So.
It feels great to be back, though. It does. But
you ain't going far. We come to see you then.
y'all better.
Okay, listen. You know where I work.
It's gonna be hard to get her on the plane.
No, it ain't. I'll drive. She know I will.
Oh, then there's no excuse.
Exactly.
Exactamento.
Damn, we
Cuzzo.
So, I do want to say thank y'all for actually hanging out with us for a minute, for chilling with us tonight. And at the end of the day, I will say we appreciate it. We love y'all. Y'all have a great night.
All right.